Good morning and happy Monday. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm your host, Chump Change, just live and recorded. For those of you that might be new here, what we typically do is go over crypto news or news in general in the space. I update myself, bring you guys along for the ride. Let's see who's here in the house, then we'll go from there. Mr. Crypto KJ, my man Steven Cicero, Trade Like Snipe. What's up, dude? We got Chris Hanley, Andrew Basad in the house. Will, what's up, dude? He said, I think even with August shipping date, we should be able to ROI quickly. Talking about the new AL0 that the Iceriver company is actually dropping today, or dropped today for pre-sale, I believe. We'll check that out in a few minutes. Dan R, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. She has been getting better now. She is the front runner. Hard. You talking about what's her name, Camilla Harris or something? Talking about because Biden dropped out of the race. That's another big topic we're going to talk about today. We'll watch some news clips on that as well. Backwards Miner, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Chris Hanley, Tug Life, I love that name. It's awesome. Let's see, anybody else I may have missed, I apologize. Scott Sheffield, financial failure, my man. All right, let's get into this. Bitcoin $67,347, looking amazing. Perfect. Ethereum is at 34.76. Solana almost 180 bucks. Dude, Hadouken to that. Perfect. Amazing. We got AVAX $31 over here. XRP at 60 cents. Holy hell, look at that. Litecoin's at 72 bucks. It's down a little bit on the day. We got Caspa down a little bit on the day as well, about half a penny. 17.5. It was 18 cents this morning actually when I woke up. Let's see, Dogecoin's up 5% today. 13.8. So look at that, almost 14 cents. Hell yeah. Nice. What in the hell is banana? What the hell is this? This is a meme coin. 63 bucks, 172%. Jeez. Perfect. That's crazy. That is crazy. Patrick Murphy, my man, what's up, dude? Oh, what am I doing? Yep, here we go. Crypto bubbles. Let's see. All right, biggest earner, that can't be in the top 100 coins at banana. So biggest earner over here by the top 100 coins according to crypto bubbles. I was trying not to say Coin 360. We have Celestia up 15.6% today. Looks like that's to $7.46 if anybody's into that. We got WIF up 10.8%. Look at that, $2.82. Excuse me. We have Popcat down 6.6% today. This thing rose insanely last week, so time for that one to cool off. HNT 8% up on the day, $5.03. We have Dogecoin again 4.8% over here, 13.8. Looking pretty good. XRP 5.1% to 60 cents. Kind of crazy, actually. I didn't expect XRP to get up to the 60-cent mark again. God, I got like something in my throat. Sorry, apologize. All right, let's see. You know what? Where is that? Let's go to, how do I change the coins? Right here. Let's see, just for shits. Top 500 coins. Let's see what we got. Your mother is here. 10.9% up on the day. Look at that, top 500 coins. Maniki, look at this. Is that how you say that? 1 cent up 39%. I usually don't check out these coins, but I wish you would just do 1 to 500 so you can see the biggest earners. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that anymore. All right, anyways, flashbang, let's do it. We got fear and greed index over here at a 70 for the fear and greed index. Crazy. Look at that. Last 2 weeks ago, okay, we were at like in the 20s or something crazy. Like it was low. It was really fearful, right? And now we're neutral last week, 52, and this week is 70, which is that's crazy. It's absolutely crazy to me. Anyways, moving on. CoinGecko, let's see. We're gonna check out Alethioum in a second. I want to check out obviously Iceriver's website and all that as well. We have Solidus AI. Solidus, is that how you say that? We have 12 cents over here. Turbo is a trending coin as well, up 6.7%. Does anybody have Turbo? Let me know. DJ Mines, my man, thanks for stopping by. We have Not Coin up to 1 cent rather. Sorry, it's down 3.3% today. All right, top 10 coins by coin market cap over on CoinGecko. We have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB, Solana, XRP, Lido Stake, Ether. We have USDC, Dogecoin, and Toncoin in 10th place. Cardano just behind Toncoin at a $15.5 billion market cap. It's about 2 billion behind it, but man, Toncoin took a little bit of a dip. Dogecoin jumped up to 9th place. Crazy. $20 billion market cap for Doge. That's insane. Dogecoin is literally a cockroach. You can't kill it. So I think dude, like honestly, the mini Doge I just got, this little jump makes it go a little more profitable, right? Then we have any of the L7s, L9s, like Dogecoin and Litecoin. We need these to pump for those machines to be stupid profitable. You know what I mean? Geek of all trades, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Good to see you again. Litecoin's in 21st place, 73 bucks. I think Litecoin's still a pretty decent buy. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Pretty decent buy in my opinion. Let's see, we have Caspa still holding in the top 30 at 28th place, again 17.6. It's been down actually on the day, but it's been holding pretty steady sideways this whole time, and it's never seen a bull run. So I guess we'll have to see what happens there. Renders at $6.85 in 38th place at a $2.6 billion market cap. What's Caspa at actually? Caspa's at a $4.2 billion market cap. That's crazy. It's crazy how much is into Caspa. All right, let's check out lithium. There's lithium, the news, all these machines coming out, dude. They're fighting. These companies are fighting to get first spot on this lithium. We have, oh, you're late for a meeting. Geek of all trades, get the hell out of here. Get out of here, go back to work. We have lithium at $2.12. Let's check out the last year chart. Look at this little boner candle we're getting over here. These companies, they must buy the coin before they put these things for sale. They must. Like, to me, there's no doubt in my mind. And I just realized I didn't put my lights on back there. That's why my camera looks funny. Weird. Come on, there we go. There we go. Started weird. No lights in the background. No one told me. Crypto KJ, where were you on that one, man? No, so these companies, man, I feel like they buy the coin as soon as they release this thing because they have the money to do it, right? And here, I'll turn it down. You want the music down a little bit? There you go. There you go. How's that? Better? Yeah, so I think they buy the coin to pump this coin to make it seem like there's this much excitement over these new machines, and I think it's awesome. I mean, obviously we need other coins to carry us through these markets, right? And obviously getting new machines out, it's obviously exciting and things like that. But yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are buying into it to capitalize on that. But I feel like Bitmain and all these big guys have the money to throw into it, so why not pump the coin? And then when they sell all these machines, then they dump it. that's probably what's going on, but that's just my opinion. All right, let's jump into the mining segment of things, and then we'll go from there. So I'm gonna start using ASIC miner value, I think, because mining the ASIC has been real shit lately. I'm not gonna lie. So ASIC miner value, you guys know I like to timestamp these machines over here. We have the AL1 from Bitmain being released in July 2024. Should be towards the end of this. What did they already start the pre-sales? I think they're probably not going to be shipping them out until beginning of next month, but nonetheless, $1,000 a day. What in the hell? Perfect. That's insanity. $1,000 a day. Crazy. That is, all right, listen, that is gonna last a hot minute. When these things ship, that is gonna go right to shit. That's just my opinion. I'm pretty sure that's not gonna hold up. It's probably gonna be about a fourth of this, if I had to guess, about $200 a day. It's gonna drop extremely rapidly. What's up, all set? Good to see you, buddy. All right, the KS5 Pro 21 terahash unit making $51.49 a day. We got the KS5 20 terahash unit making $49 a day. We get the AL Box 2. Shout out to Gold Shell. I think we're going to be getting one of these units for review, so hopefully that's coming this week. We'll see. 720 gigahashes, 360 watts. See, this thing, I like the AL box only because of the stupid low wattage, and that's why I like the Iceriver unit too that they just released. I love the KS0s, KS Pros, all these AL boxes, AL0 now. It's the low wattage is like very key to being a home miner. It's so nice having things that are low wattage and profitable, right? So I guess we're gonna have to see, but this thing's making $48 a day. Like, goddamn, that's crazy. I hope that's legit. We have the KS5M 15 terahash unit over here making $34 a day. Again, this is all after 10 cents per kilowatt hour, by the way. If you guys you pay your electric bill, is what you're making profit after, 10 cents, depending on what your rate is. You guys can change it up here. It was actually at 12 cents this morning, but I changed it to 10. I think they have like the default at 12. Let's see, we have the Dragon Ball miner KS6 over here making $22 a day. I actually skipped a couple. The KS5M making $34 a day. The KS5L making $25 a day. And the AL box, the original 360 gigahashes at 180 watts, making 24 bucks a day. Dude, that's still perfect. That's amazing. That's still amazing. The AL box. So anybody that bought that's still making some money, but it's just, man, I really hope these big machines like this one, I really hope this one doesn't just kill the market completely, because it really could. It really could. Let me zoom this in a little bit, actually. Be a little nicer. You guys can see it a little bigger. All right. This site, again, I'm getting used to this site, so we're gonna have to see how this goes. The IB Link and the Dragon Ball Miner are both the same. Aren't they both the same? Am I wrong? I thought these were both the same. KS Max and the KS6 Pro. Whatever. $21 a day and $29.89 a day. Interesting. The L9 Bitmain over here. This is the script miner, dual mining Litecoin and Doge. I like how they got both the logos there. Thank you for doing that. $19.81 a day. That's awesome. KS3 9.4 terahash unit making 18 bucks a day. KS3 8.3 terahash unit making $15 a day. The KS3 original 8 terahash unit making $14 a day. Let's see. I'm gonna scroll down a bit. The L7, see what this thing's making me. The 9050 is making $7.21 a day after 10 cents per kilowatt hour. If you guys are interested in hosting, I got mine hosted down at Terra Hosting. Shout out to them for being awesome, having a way better electric rate than me, to be honest. So I can't run this thing at my house. The wattage is just way too high to run off solar, and yeah, 30 cents kilowatt hour is not happening. Not doing that here. Scrolling down a bit, let's see. The X16Q, I actually want to get this thing back up and mining. It says Ethash over here, Ethereum Classic, right? That's what we're going to be mining on this. $3 a day on this unit. I still love the X16Q, to be honest. It's quiet. It's a nice little heater when you need it in the wintertime. The Gold Shell KA box, this is one of the units that I really wanted to get my hands on, but never had a chance to. $2.36 a day. I wouldn't get one now, to be honest. 1.18 terahashes at 400 watts. I would rather just get the KS0 Ultra, to be honest. That's just my opinion. 400 gigahashes at 100 watts. You can actually, I guess, like 1.5 times this thing and get like 650 gigahashes or so with the overclocks for 200 watts. But I heard the overclock's been bricking machines, so be careful, please, if you guys are into that. KS0 Pro over here making 32 cents a day, again after 10 cents per kilowatt hour. Let's see, the mini Doge 3 Plus, even with the pump in Dogecoin, it's only been up like 2 cents, but you're making 18 cents a day at 10 cents per kilowatt hour. So $800 machine. I think the price of this needs to drop a little bit, to be honest, on Gold Shell's website. It's my opinion, but it's a nice machine. I like how the PSU is integrated in it. The Bitmain Antminer S19K Pro, see how much I'm losing today. Negative 25 cents a day at 10 cents per kilowatt hour on my Bitcoin miner. I got this thing down at Terra Hosting as well, but whatever, that thing's just chugging along. It's been working fantastic. All right, let's move on to GPUs quick. See what the most profitable coin is over here real quick. Zealous on the 170HX and Abel. Over here we have Xano, Ironfish, and Husat. Heroes at the top of the charts with 4090 as well. Nice hash is Zealous hash on 4070 Ti. Interesting. Ironfish and Husat as well. We have Xano, Grin for the 6900 XT, Chlor on the 6800 XT. Interesting. Flux, look at Flux, dude. I haven't seen Flux at the top of the charts in forever. 4070 Ti. What's Flux looking like? Let's see quick. Flux, 70 cents. Nice. Not too bad. Could be worse. Took a little bit of a shit in the last 3 months. It was up to $1. That could be worse. Could be worse. You will get the tariffs because it's over $800. Yeah, what I'm not sure which unit you're talking about, DJ. The new Iceriver. Yeah. All right, let's just move on to that, because screw it. Mining pool stats is nothing really. New coins, yep, still no new coins, so don't care about that one. All right, moving on. Iceriver unit. This is the brand new unit that's been dropped. They actually announced this morning. Shout out to Crypto KJ for putting this in the VIP chat. The Al0 400Gh at 100 watts, $799. Now, maybe a little expensive, maybe, but personally I love these machines. I absolutely love these machines. I don't know why. It's just, I don't know, they're perfect for my solar setup. So 100 watts, dude, kills it, right? On anything you're gonna get. Actually, I'm not logged in, so I can't even like this, but nonetheless, yeah, DJ Mines, you're right, you're gonna get hit with tariffs on this one. I think you're gonna get hit with tariffs, so hopefully they undervalue it right below the threshold. But $800 I think is the tariff threshold for getting whacked with that. Yeah, and you're gonna hit with 100 or $200 or so. It's awful. Actually, I had to pay $250 when I got hit with tariffs for 3 mini doges originally, and that was freaking terrible. That was absolutely terrible. But what are you gonna do? Is what it is. Anyways, yeah, so this is that. And then I want to show you guys this before we go to their websites. Gold Shell. After our official AL box release on 7/17, all right, so they released this on Twitter saying they were selling it, right? We are grateful for your support. Special benefits for all AL box 2 customers. Get an extra AL box 2, boosting your mining power to 1440 gigahashes. Did we just get a BOGO over here at Gold Shell? Did they just give us a BOGO? Buy one, get one? What in the hell? What in the hell is happening? Perfect. I don't know. It says receive an extra AL box 2 and a 1200 watt PSU with your purchase. Our miners are ready to ship immediately with only handling and shipping time required. At Gold Shell, we embrace decentralization and a low barriers to entry. Thank you for your support. Now, let's see what this thing's going for. Do they even have the price on the site? Because they took it off. They took it off last time I saw, and they definitely still don't have it on here. What's the price? Like, where is it? How do you buy it? How do you buy it? The KA box still $1,100. That's expensive. Jesus. It's not even here, man. It's all the box miners, new arrivals. No, it's not even here. They aren't on the website. Yeah, what the hell? If it's 2 times Gold Shell for $1,500, that's a good deal. Yes, yeah, that is a decent deal. That's a decent deal, right? If that's the case. But I don't know if that's going to be the case. I don't, and that sucks. That sucks. I mean, or they could just lower the price to be competitive with Lithium. I mean, Iceriver over here with the AL0, the lithium box, right? $7.99. They just charge the same amount. Like, why don't you just do that? That's just my opinion. Let's move this back quick. This is kind of neat, though. Kind of neat. I like seeing the competition in the markets between these companies. It's kind of funny. You watch them sweat, and they all start retweeting shit, like changing their minds. $7.99. This thing is shipping in August 15th to the 30th, and you can buy it now. So Iceriver, we know it's a legit company. Shout out to Iceriver if you guys want to get coupons. I think CCXD works for like 2.5%, but I don't know if it works on the AL box. So I'm going to have to message them today, or the ALO rather. I'll have to message them today and see what actually, you know what, we can just try to check out right here. Let's see. Where's the code? Oh, so no codes. You can't put the codes in, I don't think. Yeah, there's no code section, so I'm gonna have to ask them to see if they can add it to it, because that sucks. But that's crazy. It's crazy that they're fighting over these things and what to sell them for. Let's go to Bitmain actually. Bitmain spot sale, the Antminer AL1, 15.6 terahashes, 302. This is crazy. Imagine this thing actually makes how much money a day? $1,000 a day. That's freaking nuts. Oh my god. I think they will drop the price to $349 in September batch because of Bitmain. Oh yeah, 1000%. Crypto KJ. But see, here's the thing. The first batch, typically you end up making your money back. You get pretty close at least, right? With like, say, fully electric, okay? He bought the KS0s when they first came out, and he made a shit ton of money off those. I'm not even kidding. He ended up giving me and Hawk both the machine because, and you think he paid like $1,700 for each one of them. It's crazy because he paid them back in like no time. It was unreal. But yeah, so this price is insane. And what does this after coupon mean? After coupon equals original price times 70%. What? What is the coupon? Who has a coupon for this? Like what how do you get $10 or $11,000 off of your ASIC miner? Because I'd love to know the deets on that. Please let me know. But this thing is gonna be a fucking beast. It is gonna be a beast at $1,000 a day. Oh my god. I don't know. Like if you can get the first batch and you want to buy a minivan, or you don't want to buy a minivan and you want your wife to get mad at you, please go buy this thing, because holy shit, yeah, you might make some money. But you might also lose everything, so be careful. All right, let's move on to some of the news of the day, and if you guys want to talk about this stuff towards the end, we can do that. If you guys haven't heard already, I'm sure you have, Mr. President Joe Biden has dropped out of the race, and I guess I don't know if the VP Kamala Harris is gonna be running now, or the next running mate, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Anyways, let's get into it.
President Biden dropping out of the race and endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris less than a month before the Democratic convention. For more on all this, the next moves for both parties, want to bring in our panel this morning, former Democratic U.S. Senator Heidi Heitkamp. She's now director of the University of Chicago's Institute of Politics, also a CNBC contributor, and former Republican. Representative Jeb Hensarling. Want to welcome both of you to the broadcast. I'm curious, Senator Heitkamp, you know, you heard the news midday yesterday. I don't know where you were, or you probably remember it for the rest of your life. But what was your initial reaction, and what do you think happens next?
You know, I think it was surprising for me, because I actually anticipated that he would eventually get out. The poll numbers were just too bad. But I think I reacted the way most Democrats who appreciate the work that he's done and know his heart and know him well, with sadness. I mean, that this had to happen. But then I think there was immediately a sense of relief that we were turning the page, that the opportunity to run a good campaign, a winning campaign, was back in play. And you saw that reaction. $60 million raising money almost immediately is pretty amazing.
What does it mean, though, real quick, before I get to Jeb, what does it mean that President Obama, Schumer, Pelosi have not endorsed Kamala Harris yet?
I don't think it means anything. I think you saw AOC's video saying basically this was party bosses trying to take over. I think it's smart for those people who were probably most identified with this effort to ask the president to step aside, not to endorse a candidate, not to be the people picking the next standard bearer and bringing it to a broader political establishment. So I think that's what it means. I don't think it's any knock on Kamala.
Michelle Obama in play, sustainable crypto. You think? You imagine if she got pushed up? That'd be crazy.
Jeb Hensarling, how does this change the dynamic in terms of the race? Do you think that Vice President Harris has a good chance against former President Trump?
Hell no.
Well, Andrew, I'd say when you ask how it changes the race, there wasn't a race, and now there is a race. I think that, the vice president's going to have a bunch of positives and a bunch of negatives. Her greatest positive is she isn't President Joe Biden. She's a new face.
I'm sorry, but she's just as responsible for all the bullshit.
To the Democratic ticket, obviously, in the sense of ascending to the top slot. But she's still not terribly well known. I would say that, number one, she's going to have to tell her own story, have her own narrative. And I think it's going to be a real race to see if the Trump campaign is going to tell her narrative for her, if they're going to define her before she can define herself, which is exactly what President Obama did to Mitt Romney before he could define himself, because President Obama's numbers were so bad. Let's face it, right now, one of the biggest negatives that Vice President Harris has, although she isn't Joe Biden, she has Joe Biden's record around her neck, whether it's be the withdrawal from Afghanistan done in a disastrous way, whether it be particularly inflation. I mean, let's face it, the question for a lot of voters isn't what have you done for me lately? The real question is, am I better off today than I was 4 years ago? And you still have 20% cumulative inflation under Biden-Harris, and wages haven't kept up. And that's going to be kind of a burden for her to bear.
Senator, how does she deal with the immigration story? And then separately, in terms of
same way Joe does, doesn't she? Like she's the VP. You act like she doesn't have any say in what he's already done.
Tacking to
I don't
the
understand.
middle or tacking to the left? Which way do you think that she goes?
I think she goes to the middle. I think you'll see that signaling in her selection of vice president. And so that'll be interesting. But, you know, this race for the nomination isn't over. You don't see a lot of people jumping up and down, but we do hear rumors that people are looking at this. It will ignite and excite the base, I think. And, you know, there was going to be these problems, whether it's inflation, for any Democrat who steps on the ballot. The one thing that a Republican pollster recently told me is that the only thing people really know about her is her laugh. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it is an opportunity for her to redefine herself in the American public. And she's got a pretty interesting and direct narrative to tell. And so, yeah, there's going to be a lot of discussion about these issues.
Is there an issue, though, that you think she should create daylight between herself and the current president?
I don't think you can. I think that you can't be embraced by this president. You can't be the vice president and expect to run away from that record. It's like Republicans running away from Trump. It doesn't work if they've stood next to him at a campaign rally. And then we get help, Democrats, from Donald Trump. I mean, could he just have said, goodbye, Joe? I don't like you, but, you know, you serve the country. We don't think very well, but good luck to you. No, he did not turn the page to a kinder and gentler person. And I think that's hurting him and opening opportunities for people like Kamala or whoever the party nominates.
Congressman Hensarling, do you think this makes it tougher for former President Trump in terms of how he debates her, how he potentially approaches criticizing her?
When's the next debate supposed to be? Does anybody know? I'm not like a huge political guy, so let me know in the chat.
I don't believe so. Number one, if you're alluding to the fact that she's obviously a woman, he's debated a woman before, and obviously he managed to win that particular election. I mean, a couple of things I would agree with Heidi on. I don't know how Vice President Harris escapes or gets any daylight between herself and President Biden. And so she's also stuck, obviously, with the border. And on a lot of the polling I've seen, second only to the economy, i.e. inflation. What's happening on our border, the border crisis, is the number one issue. And guess who the administration put in charge? Vice President Harris. Again, that is a real albatross around her neck. And with respect to President Trump, yeah, I'll admit the new Trump lasted about 72 hours. And so he has a very, very high floor in politics, but, you know, a low ceiling. Right. So there is going to be a real race here. But, you know, we look at polls, they're an inexact science. What's a little bit more exacting? If you look at the Vegas betting odds, they are still betting heavily on Trump.
Interesting. Yeah, I know it's kind of unfortunate, but I want to listen to a lot of this stuff from this morning. Senator Mullen, if President Biden is unfit to run for office, then he's unfit to serve while in office. Ooh, what the fuck? See what happens.
Following yesterday's announcement by President Biden, several Republicans called on him to step down immediately from office. Our next guest tweeted.
What? Would they just wait? If he stepped down, the VP go up? Like, is that how that works? That'd be messed up, actually.
If Joe Biden is unfit to run for re-election, he is unfit to carry out his term. 25th Amendment.
We don't want that, though, right? I feel like that's fucked up. That's weird. That's weird, because, like, if you're going to have a woman president first, like, for the first time ever in the history of, like, the planet, that sucks to get it that way, right? Like, you want to win that shit fair and square. Not like get like the tail end of somebody leaving you. That sucks though. That's weird. I would really not want to be in that position as either of them, to be honest. That sucks.
Join us now is Senator Mark Wayne Mullen, and I've seen some conjecture.
It's like I don't have anything against anybody, right? Like, it's if you win something fair and square, then yeah, that's awesome. Good for you, you know. But like to get it like that kind of takes away from like her if she was to win. Do you know what I mean?
About that, but it looks unlikely he's going to stick it out. It would be the whole process gets kind of muddled if we were to see Vice President Harris immediately ascend to the presidency, wouldn't it, Senator?
Do you think that's like that's like such a weird playing card to play, right? Like that's almost like a chess move. Like if you step back and put her up, Now she's already president. Now it's just Trump running against somebody that's already president. You can't keep her from being that person because she's already that person. Like that's crazy. This is weird as shit.
It would definitely get muddled, but here's the question that needs to be asked. Is the Democrats saying that Joe Biden is unfit to run for office, or are they saying that, or the Democrats saying that he's not able to win? Because if they're saying that he's not able to win, then they're saying that the democracy that they're saying that they're trying to defend doesn't really matter, because there's 14 million Democrats that voted for him in the primary. But if they're saying that he's unfit to run for office, then they, the Democrats, need to be looking at the 25th Amendment, and they need to be honest with the American people. If he's unfit to run for office, then he's unfit to serve while he's in office. And that's why we have a VP, and that's also why we have a 25th Amendment. So it's either or. They can't have both.
Yeah, the one who said he's not resigning or stepping down. He's just not going for re-election is all. Yeah, no, I understand that, but I'm just saying, do you think they would do like a chess move like that, like take him down and put her up? And if they put her up, then she's already the president. People can't avoid having a woman president. Do you know what I mean? Like people that are just weird like that. I don't know. That's crazy. Real quick, I didn't even see anybody donate. Oh, dude, what's up? Root Puts, thank you so much for the 249 super chat, man. Trump changed for president. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much, buddy.
They'll be able to, I think, and there will be what is purported to be an open process at the convention, I can imagine. Are you troubled that we heard about it through a tweet and a letter? And I mean, LBJ, I think, spoke for 40 minutes and told the nation what was happening, and it was very heartfelt and everything else. I don't know what that was yesterday, really.
Well, I have a feeling this is just kind of the same par that we've seen from this administration. We saw this during his campaign. We saw this during his presidency. And so it's really not a surprise that he did this through a letter stepping out, because I don't know how he could really address the nation in this. And if he had COVID, listen, I give the guy a little bit. If he has COVID, he's really sick. He may not be able to actually address the nation like he need to, but the boiling point inside the Democrat Party is getting so heavy that he needed to do something because of the uncertainty. So I mean, the letter it really is not surprising to me. What is surprising to me is how quick the Democrats turned on Biden. That's what really is surprising to me.
That's true too.
It's actually kind of sad, because they had sold it to the American people that he was fine. They sold it to the American people for the last 3.5 years that he was the best leader they've ever had. And then after one debate, my goodness, they changed quickly when they started seeing the numbers, thinking they couldn't beat Donald Trump. And all of a sudden they're worried about his health. But I think all of us probably saw this coming. Joe, I was saying last year that it was a 50-50 chance that he was going to actually be on the ticket. I didn't think they would actually kick him out this way. I thought they would allow him to make his decision himself. But it kind of reminds you of the stories you hear about Nixon, about the Republican old bulls going to the White House saying that either you resign or we're going to impeach you and convict you. It's kind of the same thing. I think it seems like to me they kind of circled their wagons around him and said that either you step out or we're pulling our support from you. It even worries you more, though, if they actually go into the convention and they have an open convention, because you really don't know what's going to happen. Keep in mind, it wasn't that long ago that Bernie Sanders almost took over the convention. So you could see if they don't have a nominee picked by the time they go into that convention, there is no telling who's going to come out.
Senator, do you think our enemies are watching closely? And is this a dangerous time in your view? Because there are others that say that our foreign policy for the last 6 months, it's been, or even longer, it's been conducted sort of by committee. And that won't change now. They'll have the same jigsaw. Whomever is sort of behind the scene. We've seen many times where he said, I got to go. I'm told I can't answer anymore. We've seen that again and again. And the question was asked, who's really running things? Does it matter? Are we in danger? Are these dangerous times with the president in the condition he's in right now, running the country?
I don't know if it would be as much as a concern as it actually is more of a plus, because as our adversaries watch this, one thing that we used to always say is that risk versus rewards. You want to mitigate the risk versus the reward. And so a way to mitigate the risk is have a pretty common outcome of knowing what the circumstances are going to be. So if you have certainty because you know what the leader's behavior is going to be, or you know what their reaction is going to be, you can, if you can judge the reaction, you can judge what your second move is going to be. With the uncertainty going on in the White House, with Joe Biden, stepping down from running for office, I think our adversaries are thinking, hold on, now who's going to really be pulling the strings? Who's going to be making the decisions? Is this going to divert now back to the Pentagon? The Pentagon's going to have more flexibility, so then you're going to have more military people making the decisions. Are you going to go to Secretary Blinken? And so there's really more uncertainty with our adversaries. So I think it actually holds them at bay. If they knew Biden was going to be there, I think we were going to be at an even worse position, because Biden's administration that we're currently operating on, but they don't know what they're going to have in a few weeks or a few months. It was more of an appeasement policy moving forward than a peace through strength. So I feel actually better today with our adversaries looking on what's happened to America, because they see a change happening and they don't have time to react.
Crazy. In the chat real quick, NerdB said, even if you hate Trump with a passion, you cannot ignore the fact that the Democrats have been lying to you about Biden's health this whole time. Yeah, dude, it's unfortunate. Like, I'm going through the same thing with my mother, right? Like, she's going through Alzheimer's and dementia stuff, right? Like, it's hitting her. So like, when I saw him in the debate, I was like, he's got that, like 1,000%. He's got some sort of dementia or Alzheimer's. So like, I've seen it firsthand. I know what it does to you. Like, it's the way they talk and the way they stumble. They can't collect the words properly, and I've noticed it with my mother. So I'm like, that guy's got it. He's got something going on, and it sucks that they're not going to diagnose it. You know what I mean? But whatever is what it is. All right, let's see what else they got to say over here. The Fed is beginning to see the progress they've been looking for. I want to see a little bit about the I think this is about the financial stuff in the country.
This Friday, we are set to get the latest PCE reading. That is the Fed's preferred measurement of inflation. That'll come just a few days before the central bank's next rate decision. Joining us right now is former Kansas City Fed President Esther George. And Esther, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Why don't we just talk a little overall about the market's expectations for a rate cut? The Fed has been saying for some time that they anticipated a rate cut in 2024. The market is betting almost in a united front that that's going to come in September. Does that sound right to you?
Well, good morning, Becky. Yeah, I think the combination of the Fed signaling that they peaked at their rates months ago and continuing to talk about rate cuts has set the market up again for high expectations around a September rate cut. And I think I'd be a bit more cautious myself. I do think the Fed is beginning to see the progress they've been looking for. We're all listening for the word confidence in their remarks to see whether they're getting close there. But I think we still have data to see that will give them the confirmation they're looking for that they can begin that process of rate reductions.
If the data goes their way and there aren't any big surprises between now and September, would you expect that they'd cut rates then?
I would expect that. I think their signal has been a strong one, that that's what they would like to do, that they are anxious to secure what many refer to as a soft landing. And so I think at the earliest possible window, I would expect September would be in focus for them.
Is the core PCE the most important data point?
Well, I think the headline, of course, is the target for them, but the core is telling them something about the momentum, about the strength of that inflation and where it's going directionally. So I do think you'll begin to hear more and more about how core is moving, how broad-based this inflation, disinflation is for them. And that's where I think the weight is going to be. That number is going to move around, as we all know. But keeping an eye on really what is the core driving them is always an important measure.
All right, I'm going to fall asleep listening to this. I just looked at Fox Business. I want to see what this is about.
Breaking news.
It says astronomical cover-up. Panelist sounds off on Biden's presidency. Let's see what this is about. This is 2 hours ago.
Washington. Appreciate it. I want to bring in Joe Pinion and get your reaction to all of this. First, to what Madison's talking about, the cash. That is very important for the down ballot races, not just the top of the ticket. And that seems to be one of the reasons that Pelosi and Schumer and others finally put the squeeze on Joe Biden and basically talked him into stepping down.
Look, I mean, Kamala Harris has raised $49 million in less than 24 hours.
55
since she's gotten out. So the cash is apparently rolling back in. The spigot has been turned back on. I think we all just need to take a step back and realize that we as a nation look absolutely crazy. Democrats are preparing now to have a nominee that is guaranteed to have had not a single vote cast in their name. They can try to clean it up. They can try to soften the ground. They can try to wrap the American flag around it and call it patriotism. It is craven politics at its worst. They did it solely because they knew Joe Biden could not win. And in the end, everything that has led to this moment was them trying to deny the undeniable, that he was never fit to lead this nation, that from the beginning of this presidency, he has been having scripts read to him. He has had answers fed to him. In the 11th hour, it came all apart.
Well, you know, look, the Wall Street Journal has a very deep dive into this, and this is one of the reporters in particular was one of the reporters that was so heavily criticized for pointing out the president's mental issues 2 months ago as cognitive problems. Now, though, they're reporting that this was going back to 2021, Joe. And they say how the bet on an 80-year-old Joe Biden turned into an epic miscalculation. But they write that this goes back to October of 2021, when Nancy Pelosi had to do cleanup because Democrats in the room were so concerned about what they saw. What kind of cover-up, Joe, are we talking about at this point? I mean, listen,
there's a difference between being 81 and having everything all there, right? Like if he was 81, it would, like, the age doesn't matter. If you're as sharp as a tack, you're fine. He's not. That's the issue. The not being able to talk, the losing where your brain is at in the middle of a sentence, like that's the shit that's not okay. You know what I mean? Like obviously something's wrong.
Is this Ron Klain?
It is an astronomical cover-up, and the reality is it's at the fulcrum of all of our major institutions. It is U.S. intelligence. It is the Democratic Party. It is all the people on the Biden administration. Robert Hur told the entire world that he was unfit to stand trial, and yet somehow he was eviscerated by Congressman Schiff in an open congressional hearing, suggesting he had committed professional malpractice by even inserting that comment into the report. And that same Adam Schiff, as of 48 hours ago, was basically trying to do everything humanly possible to push Joe Biden out of the race for the exact same reasons that were delineated in that report. And so people have known he was unfit for the job. The DNC knew he was unfit for the job. People in that White House knew he was unfit for the job. And now the joke's on us because they're still trying to insist he is up to continue on the job while trying to nominate somebody else. The only reason he still sits in that chair is because they do not want Kamala Harris to be their nominee, and they're allowing the silent part to be said out loud through their actions.
Well, we'll see if Harris is the nominee. She actually, of course, the campaign name was changed within hours of that announcement. It's now the Harris campaign. The Federal Election Commission documents, those were filed yesterday afternoon. And, you know, the party is noticeably really divided over whether the members are going to back her. Former President Obama, as you mentioned, former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, none of them have endorsed her.
You know what's crazy? The one who was, that I think he's on his deathbed, to be honest, or in his own opinion. Honestly, if you guys, has anybody here had COVID? Has anybody had it? I don't know what the second or third strain was, whatever the one I got was. If I was a 70-year-old man, no chance I was making that. Like, it was the worst sickness I've ever had in my life. I felt like I was dying. I felt like I got hit by a bus. I'm not even kidding. Everything hurt. So if he's going through that, that sucks, right? I hope he's okay. That sucks, right? No matter who you are, nobody deserves to get taken out by an illness, right? But it just, I don't know.
Yet we shall see. But in the last 24 hours, we have
the wife thinks he croaked. Dude, Mikkel, I was thinking the same thing. That like he hasn't came out and talked at all, right? So I don't know. I hope not.
178 congressional Democrats and Democratic governors that have endorsed her bid. Now, former President Obama called for an open nominating process, which Nancy Pelosi previously has supported. Independent Senator Joe Manchin says he's considering re-registering as a Democrat to throw his hat in the ring. And then you've got this new PBS poll that shows former President Trump is still standing strong against Harris, Gavin Newsom, and Gretchen Whitmer. And then telling Jesse Waters in an exclusive interview, which will be airing more tonight, that he can beat all of them. Listen to this.
So they're going to cook up something at the convention. They might throw Gretchen Whitmer at you. They might throw Gavin Newsom at you. They might throw Michelle Obama at you.
Yeah, I wouldn't be worried about any of them. Look, they have bad policies. Forget about the people. They have an open border policy. They have a high tax policy. They have a bad military policy. The whole world is going woke. Their world is going woke. The Green New Scam, we're spending all our money on things that don't work. The whole thing is a mess.
More names are being floated as potential Kamala Harris running mates. Political betting markets say the winning ticket is Kamala and Josh Shapiro. He is the governor of Pennsylvania. Chris, on the betting side of this is where the markets come into play, and questions about the Trump trade, which up until now has been strong.
It's been strong. I think it's getting stronger. I mean, the Harris-Shapiro ticket does nothing but enhance that Trump trade. I think people are underestimating the anger of the American people being lied to for all these months. It makes that trade even more so, and I think the markets are absolutely betting on Trump taking the White House.
Crazy. There was something about the differences between like Trump and Obama, and I kind of want to find it. It was with Tucker Carlson or whatever. Let me see. I want to see if there's anything else that's that I kind of want to cover or look up over here. If you guys have anything in the chat, please feel free to throw it in. But let's see. Oh, this is about. I'm checking out some stuff over here on Fox News. Secret Service chief ignores questions ahead of the House hearing. This is about the I'm assuming the shooting. I want to see what this is about, actually. Let's watch this one.
On Capitol Hill, where that oversight hearing is about to get underway. Lucas, set us up.
That's right, Dana. Good morning. We're just moments away from that House Oversight Committee hearing with Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle. That taking place just over a week after the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump. We just saw the House Speaker moments ago, Dana, go into the hearing. He says he wants to take part and listen. We also just caught up with Director Cheadle herself. When she came in, we asked her a series of questions. Here it is. Director Cheadle, do you have any plans to resign today? Do you have any plans to resign today or in the future?
just stone face.
Why wasn't that roof better protected at the rally for former President Donald Trump? Did you cut security details for the former president?
All right, clearly there's not much to see there. All right, I want to watch one last thing and then we'll wrap this up. Let's see. This is RFK actually talking about Democrats making a mistake.
So the Democrats have called themselves the party of democracy, but they ran the least Democratic primary ever. They skipped Iowa, New Hampshire, jumped straight to South Carolina. They killed all primary debates, booted RFK Jr. from the party because he posed a threat to Joe. Today, RFK Jr. held a press conference to tell Democrats, I told you so.
A year ago, a little over a year ago, when I entered this race, I predicted that President Biden suffered from a degenerative condition that was not going to improve and that it would make it impossible for him to govern effectively. The reaction of the DNC to that obvious condition was to hide it from the American public and to use their power over the Democratic Party nomination process to make sure that nobody could compete with President Biden in a way that would expose his deficiencies. And as a result, we are where we are today, which is in a period of crisis.
Presidential candidate RFK Jr. joins us now. So, RFK, you ran the right way. You did what you were supposed to do. You're a Democrat. You primaried a Democrat incumbent, and they wouldn't let you. How did they jam you out of this thing? Because now look at what happened.
Yeah, I think it was a strategic mistake. by the Democrats, Jesse, and you and I have talked about this before, but they got rid of, they changed the primary rules while we, while we were running the primary. They changed 60 different rules to make it impossible for anybody to challenge Joe Biden. One of the things that you remember that they did to me is I've been campaigning in New Hampshire, so they adopted a rule that said that any political candidate, any Democratic candidate who campaigns in New Hampshire, who steps foot into the state of New Hampshire, that all of their votes would go to the president, all of their delegates would go to the president instead of going to that. And then they shut down the Florida primary. They shut down a bunch of primaries and just said, we're not running them. We already have our candidate. A few weeks ago, President Biden was ridiculing Vladimir Putin, who won 88% of the vote in Russia, and he said, that was a fixed election.
Dude, hold on. Look at how still he stood. He didn't move a muscle.
88% of the vote in
fake.
Russia, and he said, that was a fixed election. Because
Weekend at Bernie's was one of those Madame Tussauds wax dolls. That's what that was.
President Putin had made sure no adversaries could challenge him, and also that he had fixed the press so the press wouldn't cover his adversaries. Well, the Democratic Party succeeded in doing the same thing. I haven't been allowed on any of the Democratic networks, ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, as you know, Fox has allowed me on, although Fox, people like you have allowed me to speak. You debate me. You give me a platform, even though you don't agree with things that I say. And I think that's the way the media is supposed to work. But the other media networks have forgotten about that.
When you're playing with children, you just change the rules in the middle of the game and just kind of make it up as you go along. You can't do that when it comes to these high stakes. You know how things operate at conventions. There's been a long history of chicanery at these things. You've now have uncommitted delegates. Are we going to see bribery? Are we going to see quid pro quo? Are we going to see ambassadorships promised? Donors greased? This is a sprint to grease as many delegates by mid-August as possible.
Listen to him breathe. It sucks.
Yeah, I think, some of that is bound to happen. I think most of those delegates are kind of mom and pop people. They're committed to Biden. They committed originally to Biden. His releasing them, I think a lot of them are probably idealistic people who want to see the Democratic nominee, or terrified of Donald Trump, who want to see the Democratic nominee succeed. But I don't. The indicators now, Jesse, is that the party elites are not really going to let go of the process, and we'll see what happens. The last time, there's a lot of similarities between this election and what happened with my dad's election in 1968. There was a war going on at that time that was very controversial and was very damaging to our country. There were protesters in the street. The convention was in Chicago, and my father, who was leading, got knocked out by an assassin's bullet, not by a resignation. You, in effect, had an open convention, but the DNC at that time tried to maintain control over it. They put their candidate in, which Hubert Humphrey. There was the convention became riotous, and the riots shocked the American public, and they didn't want anything to do with the Democratic Party after that. And I think a lot of people in the Democratic Party probably should look back to what happened in 1968 and take some caution from allowing the party elites to continue to exercise control over their choices.
That would be good, sage advice from RFK Jr. And we will be, Jesse Water.
That's crazy. Yeah, his voice, I think he had like a medical condition or something with his throat, and he had to get surgery or whatever, but that's why he talks like that. So I don't think he's like hurting or struggling to talk. I think it's, he's obviously struggling to talk, but I don't think it's like hurting him. I think it's just legit whatever he went through, which causes that. All right, can the U.S. government destroy Bitcoin in 2024? Let's see what Altcoin Daily has to say over here. Moving on to the videos of things, just because, yeah. All right, I'm tired of the news. Let's do it.
Do you have any concerns about a large nation state that has interest in just actively destroying Bitcoin.
Can the United States government destroy Bitcoin?
To make their own, super rigs and design chips and just throw hundreds of millions or billions of dollars to intentionally disrupt the blockchain.
If they could have ruined it, they would have already ruined it, just saying.
Is one of the best explanations I have ever seen. And essentially the thought process is, if the United States has about $14 trillion money in circulation, or if China, for example, has about $25 trillion in money in circulation, let's assume first off they could get some of this money pooled together, as this is just money in the economy. But if they could, let's say, just get a fraction of that money, the Bitcoin network today is valued at just $1.3 trillion, a fraction of most of these major nation states. Is a 51% attack possible? A 51% attack refers to a malicious actor, like a nation state, owning more than 51% of the mining hash rate in a proof-of-work system, such as Bitcoin, or 51% of a staked crypto in a proof-of-stake network, like Ethereum. Let's go over the math. How much money would it take? But first, this is Andreas Antonopoulos at the 2014 Texas Bitcoin Conference answering this question. Keep in mind, the hash rate for Bitcoin in 2014 was around here. The strength of the computing power of the network has only grown exponentially. It's this blue line. But let me share with you this clip.
That's crazy.
Can the US government destroy Bitcoin? And then after, we'll go over today's math.
Just a quick follow-up on that. Do you have any concerns about a large nation state that has interest in just actively destroying Bitcoin to make their own, super rigs and design chips and just throw hundreds of millions or billions of dollars to intentionally disrupt the blockchain?
Yeah, I don't worry about that at all. This cannot be done with Bitcoin anymore. This is something that can only be done with nascent altcoins. Bitcoin has achieved a level of computing that no single nation state can overthrow it through computation alone. The effort to do so would require a massive covert operation of chip fabrication, then the coordinated assault that would give them dominance over the next block for 10 minutes until we kick those bastards off the network, rework the protocol around them. They would be revealed. They would have lost $1 billion doing this, and all they got to do was one double spend. Now, here's the thing. Long before we get to that point, they figure out that if they just let this stuff run, they can actually get some Bitcoin as a reward, because the incentive structure actually works. And so I'm not worried about that. And a lot of people are watching the blockchain. And as I said before, what are they going to do? So they take over and they fork the blockchain and they go somewhere, right? They've created an alternative blockchain. Great. What are we going to do? Who's going to join the NSA blockchain? Anybody want to jump on FedCoin? So we're all going to stay on the old fork. Difficulty will go down. It will get more profitable for the miners who stayed behind, and we'll carry on with our coin, and they can go mine whatever the hell they want on their alternative blockchain. They achieve nothing. They can't make protocol changes because, as I said, 5 constituencies in consensus, and it would take $1 billion to pull the most ridiculous Keystone Cops failure in history. Plus, this would actually require government that can do IT.
So let's actually do the math based on today's hash rate, meaning if a nation state actually wanted to try, how much would this cost? And for context, there were a few things that I liked that Andreas mentioned. Number one, if a nation state actually wanted to try this, number one, yes, they would have to understand IT at a complex level. But number two, they would actually have to be organized, meaning would a government agency in any nation be organized enough to actually implement on these attacks? I mean, we're watching right now in the United States, our country so divided, picking a president, which is a major decision. There's over 50 million
sorry, I forgot my mic was muted, my bad.
Crypto investors in America in both parties, meaning it just would be quite difficult to organize. That's number one. But
yeah, I was just saying that was pretty good. I actually never heard that before.
Number two, and this goes overlooked by so many people asking the question, in order to actually destroy Bitcoin, you would have to buy the mining rigs that produce Bitcoin, that support the security of the network. Of course, this only secures the network if it's distributed. But once you start actually spending the money, getting your arsenal together to buy the amount of mining equipment that it would take, many countries would soon realize, hey, we're making a lot of money just by supporting the network. Isn't it more profitable to just mine the Bitcoin? If you appreciate this information, be sure to like the video and click subscribe. We drop a video every single day, keeping you informed about crypto. But how much money would it take today? Well, Coinmetrics, a major research firm, show that Bitcoin and ETH today are immune to 51% attacks, based on the operational costs that it would take to do this. The authors at Coinmetrics used a metric called total cost to attack, TCA, to quantify exactly how much it would cost to attack a blockchain network. And this is defined. We define the cost to attack as the sum of the capital expenses and operational expenses over a given period of time. And using TCA, the report concluded that there are no profitable avenues by which to attack either Bitcoin or the Ethereum networks. They're just too big. In none of the hypothesized attacks presented here would the attacker be able to profit by attacking Bitcoin or Ethereum. In a direct quote, they say, consider that even the most profitable double spend scenario presented, where the attacker could potentially make $1 billion after spending $40 billion, that would account for a 2.5% rate of return. Again,
yeah, I don't think that'd be worth it.
Again, not profitable. And looking at operational costs, the report found that a 51% attack on Bitcoin would require an actor to purchase a staggering 7 million ASIC mining rigs, which would cost somewhere around the $20 billion mark. And also noting that there simply aren't enough ASIC rigs available on the market today to be able to do that. Now, maybe they can make their own, assuming that a nation-state attacker was resourceful enough to manufacture their own mining rigs, with the Bitmain Antminer S9 being the only plausible device that could be reverse engineered for production, it would still cost north of $20 billion.
I got an S9 back there. Actually, that red thing. You guys can't really see it, but let me blow that up. It's holding that plant back there. That's an S9 right there in the corner of the room. That's kind of funny.
And remember, only one Bitcoin block gets mined about every 10 minutes, meaning they would only have a 10-minute window to get this done, maybe just a few 10-minute windows. And again, this information is from a couple months ago, this year. And for Ethereum, 34% attacks, also overblown. Now keep in mind, there are some centralized avenues that are very popular to help you stake your Ethereum, specifically Lido Finance validators. The continued growth of liquid staking derivatives LSD providers, namely Lido DAO, has been viewed by many as a severe threat to the Ethereum network. However, the report concluded that it would not only be extremely time-consuming, but also incredibly expensive for somebody to leverage LSDs to attack the Ethereum blockchain. In a direct quote, they say, "We estimate an attack on Ethereum would take 6 months due to the churn limit preventing stake from being deployed all at once," meaning we would see something like this months in advance if it was happening. And also, that would cost over $34 billion USD. The attacker would have to manage over 200 nodes and spend $1 million USD on AWS alone. So just something to note if you're an investor in the space. If you have a friend or family member that questions you on this, send him or her this video. By the way, both my talk and...
No one cares. All right. Anyways, move on to the recap segment of things, and we're going to talk about the brand new AL miner real quick. But let's get into just the recap. If anybody's just joining, 66,891 for Bitcoin. It was actually 67 when we started, but nonetheless, still doing good. We have Ethereum at 34.53, Solana about $180, 179. We got XRP at 61 cents. Look at that in the deep green. Oh yeah, we have Casper down to 17.3. We got LTC down to 71.92. Looking pretty good though. AVAX is up 5.4%. Sorry, 5.54% to $31.49. WIF is actually up today. Anybody's got a WIF 7.2%, $2.75. Dogecoin is actually up pretty good today too, 13.5 cents, almost 14 cents it got to, but 3.56% up on the day. Let's see, biggest earner of the day in the top 100 coins is this Mew, whatever this is, just popped up. This is that is into the top 100, I guess. Look at that, it's almost at a penny. Fear and Greed Index flashbang 70 over here. Let's just refresh, make sure. Yeah, looking like a 70 there. And yeah, let's get into this AL box over here, or the AL box, ALO over here. Should you guys buy it? Would you buy it? Is it a good idea? I'm actually gonna DM Iceriver right now. I actually just sent it. I asked them if it's possible for them to enable the coupon code for you guys over here, because right now you can't do any coupons on it. Obviously them trying to capitalize on how much money they can make off these things instead of giving you guys a discount. But let's check out the actual website. Yeah, $77.99. So just keep in mind, you guys are gonna get hit with tariffs on this. Okay, it might be okay, might be a decent purchase. Typically the first batch you make your money back, but whatever, if you buy this, you're gonna get hit with tariffs. Comes into the US, you're gonna hit with, like, if I had to guess, probably 100 so bucks, possibly. Oh, it worked. Did it work, Dan R? He said I used the code CHUMP and got $50 off. Okay, awesome. They must have fixed it then. Let's see, because it wasn't there. Let's see. Shop now. Where is the how did you put it in? Oh, proceed to checkout maybe? Let me see. Oh, I gotta put, you know what, maybe I have to log in. I probably have to log in to do it. But that would be cool if the coupon works. But so, like, just like I said, just be careful, because you're probably gonna get hit with tariffs. Unfortunately, it sucks, but like, again, yeah, you probably will make a decent amount back. You'll probably break even or make money on this thing. 400 gigahash is 100 watts. It's kind of hard for this thing to not be profitable. But let's see, 400 gigahashes actually. We can go to lithium here. We can go to the calculator. If you guys don't know, the calculator on miningpoolstats.stream, scroll down 400 gigahashes, see how much we get a day on this thing. So you're gonna get $5 a day on this unit. $5 a day. That's before electric rate, right? That's before your electric rate. We got, let's see, how much is it? $7.99. Can I do it like that? I have to times it. I have to times it, don't I? Yeah, I probably have to times it. Or is that right? No, 153, right? 153 days. Sound right? Does that sound right? I guess, maybe. And that's the price of lithium right now. Price of lithium is at $2.12. So I don't know. Why tariff is $800? I don't know. Oh, 800. So that would be the tariff price. Let's see. How do you do that? So it's 25%, 800 times 0.25. Is that what it is? Oh, so it's $200. Bruh. You're gonna be so you have to pay. You know, so the worst part about the tariff thing is, if you refuse to pay it, they're sending it back to the company. The company could choose not to refund you. So you're like stuck in between the rock and a hard place. So I don't know. Maybe wait a week, 2 weeks, price might drop. That's just my opinion, but you got to be careful, because yeah, the tariffs could get you $200. That sucks, man. Tariffs, I thought tariffs don't take effect until after $800. Yeah, $7.99. You're at $7.99. But when you shop now, even if I didn't get the PSU, right? How do I remove this? Nope. Update cart. You're paying taxes, baby, when you purchase it at the end. So unless they actually change this or put the price, actually, you know what? That's not even taxes. That's just delivery. So unless they just say the unit is a flat $7.99, that might save your ass. That might save your ass when it comes to tariffs. I would have to ask. Oh man, you know what? I'm gonna DM them right now. Also is will people be hit with tariffs? I'll ask them right now. I don't think they're gonna answer right now, but we'll see. Yeah, so I just asked them. I'll find out. I will find out for you. And yeah, I mean that's really all I can do, unfortunately. But also, if you guys didn't see this gold shell, their AL box, I don't know how worth it this is gonna be, because it's the price isn't even on the, like, they have it here on their website. Let me see. They have it here advertising the AL box. That's the KA box. AL box right here. 360 gigahashes, 180 watts, which is like the KSO is 400 for 100, which is, it's more efficient. It's way more efficient. It's kind of, I didn't even realize that until right now. But nonetheless, I don't know what the price is. So the price is the biggest thing here, right? But the AL box 2, it says get an extra AL box 2, boosting your mining power to 1440 gigahashes. For Gold Shell official website customers, receive an extra AL box and a 1200 watt PSU with purchase. You're getting a BOGO, man. It's like Payless, buy one get one. That's it. It's perfect. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about that. Again, the Gold Shell thing, I don't know how much the unit actually is. It doesn't say. They took it off the site, so I don't know. If you guys can, code CHUMP will get you like 2.5% off. So we'll have to see if they allow that for the AL box. But if they do, that'll save you on the tariffs probably. But I just DM them. I'm going to find out. As soon as I find out, I will let you guys know. I'll put a post on YouTube and just say, hey, if you guys want to use it, you can get the 2.5% off and you won't get hit with tariffs or not. It really comes down to if they're going to mark it as the value of the unit at $7.99 or if it comes through at what you actually paid. Because if you paid for shipping and tariffs, then they might say the invoice itself was $845 or whatever the case may be. Then you're gonna get a big, in the ass. That's not gonna be fun. But anyways, guys, all right, listen, I love you all. I gotta go. I gotta get ready to go pick up my kid from camp. So you guys have a great day. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at around 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Until then, peace out.
Each